Hey, what's up? This is Chosen with Fly Gaming. I wanted to do a quick video helping explain kind of the basics and some early game stuff of Civilization 6 for people who just picked up the game and are a little confused. I'm not really going to go into super advanced stuff or super in depth because I'm going to try to keep this video to about 15 or 20 minutes without having a hour and a half long video, but I can make more of these if people have more questions and to kind of help people out with the other topics as well. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is settling. When you start the game, this is going to be what you're looking at. And the first thing you want to do is see as many tiles as you can with your warrior. So I kind of want to scout along this river to see what's going on, and you want to move one tile at a time. So we'll do that. And okay. Now, we want to settle a place that has 2 production. If we settle here, we only get 1 production. Now, so you would think, okay, move my settler over here, and I have 2 production, but that's wrong because this tile has woods, and when you settle, it's gonna remove anything that's on that tile, like woods or marsh and things like that. So if I go over here and settle on these woods, it'll actually remove the 1 bonus production I'm getting from the woods being there. So see if I move over here, and now you're thinking, okay, I'm going to settle with 2 production. That's perfect. But no, it removes the woods and you only get the 1. So that's bad. You want to settle cities where you can get 2 production. So let me load that.
Around you.
Okay, so now I reloaded that and we see that we don't want to do that because we're only going to get the 1 production. So if we look over here, we've got hills. Hills give us a bonus production. So either one of these 2 spots would be good. I'm going to keep it right in the middle and just go right there. That sound you just heard is a barbarian encampment, goodie hut. We move on to there and we get a bonus. So now, if I go next turn and settle this city, we can see that we have the 2 production. Over here, we were only going to get 1. So this tile is now twice as valuable as the other tile would have been production-wise. So what are these tiles and how do they help your city and how do you get the most out of them? What we do when we're at our city is we click on Manage Citizens. Now, the capital, the center tile, is always going to be worked for free. That's not costing you a citizen. It's just you just automatically get that tile permanently because you settled a city on it. Now, this number right here is your population, and that is how many extra tiles you can work around your city. So right now it's 1. So I have to choose which tile I want to work. Now the game will automatically usually do a good job of choosing the best tiles. So if you don't touch this at all ever, like if you never come to this manage citizens screen, you'll probably do just fine on like your normal difficulties. But when you really get towards min-maxing and at the higher difficulties and you really want to optimize your play or you're playing as humans and stuff, come into this Manage Citizens tab and you can override the AI and choose what you want. So if I wanted this extra production, I can go ahead and click this and switch it to that. Now I lose that other tile, but I'm choosing to have the 2 food and 1 production instead of the 3 food. So you can kind of make those decisions. Now, when I another thing I want to explain, this is important to understand. Okay, right now, this little green number says I'm going to grow in 3 turns. I'm going to go from 1 population to 2 population in 3 turns. So when I come into manage citizens, the way you grow faster is you add food. Um, okay, well this is a bad way to explain it. Or wait, I guess let me. How do I explain this? Okay, let me switch this tile first to something with less food. Okay, so let's switch it to 2 food. Now you're going to think, oh, well, I'm still going to grow in 3 turns. Switching to less food didn't even affect me at all. but that's actually not true. This game doesn't reset these on the surface calculations until you switch the production for some reason. I don't know why. So what you have to do is come down here to production and then choose something and boom. Now you see it change from 3 to 4. So now you're like, okay, damn, I want to go back to the extra food so I can grow faster. So you come over here and now we're working the 3 food, but we're like, wait, why is it still taking 4 turns? I have more. I went back to the 3 food. I should be growing in 3 turns again. That's because you have to change your production to reset that. So when I come in here and I click something else, it'll reset that and it'll say 3 again. Watch. Boom. Now it reset to 3. So now you can go back and do whatever you were doing. You don't have to permanently change that. You don't have to like wait till next turn. You can change this in the middle of your turn without it affecting anything. Yeah, I can choose all sorts of different productions, but that's how you get that interface to reset. And it's the same thing with this display here. Like if I add production, it won't show here until I kind of reset everything and go back to it. And then it'll show me the refreshed, updated analysis. So that's a good thing to know for resetting your tiles and kind of how this whole system works. And as this number grows, like say I had 6 population, I would be able to work all these tiles. So I could get all these food and all these production. Another thing I want to talk about is city state quests. So up here in the top right, if we click on city states, they're going to have quests, and these award envoys. So envoys are what you can put towards the city state to get these bonuses. This is what you get at 1 envoy. This is what you get at 3, 6. And if you have more envoys at the city state than any other civilization, you are the suzerain, which means you get a special bonus. If you click on them, down here is the suzerain bonus. Your cities will have full housing from water as if they were next to a river. That's really good. That's a really good. So you can settle anywhere and it's as if you're settling next to a river. So that's a very powerful bonus. So Moheno, Daro, I'm probably butchering that. You probably want to make sure you are the suzerain of that, if you can. So this envoy is important to get for that civilization. So it would be great if I could complete this quest to train a galley. Now, say you complete all 4 of these, and you're like, okay, when do I get new quests for city states? You don't automatically get a new quest for a city state when you finish this. Like, if I train a galley, I don't automatically get a new quest for that city state. The only way that it would reset and give me a new quest is when you progress to a new era. So, see, this is where we start. This says Ancient Era over here on the left. And when I research something past this, this is the classical era beginning. So when I research one of these 3 things, when I finish it, that's when I will be in the classical era. Now, it can be either or. It can be in the civics tree or the science tree. So I could research any of these things and also be in the classical era. Either or. Whichever comes first. If you research one in the science or the civics, you progress to that era. You don't have to research one of each or anything like that. If you research anything past this classical era marker, you're in the classical era, and then that's when you will get new quests for your city states when you progress to a new era. So city states can be very powerful and give you very good bonuses, like we saw on this one. Uh, not having to settle next to water to have the game act like you are sitting next to water is a very powerful and unique bonus that you would want to have in your civilization. So yeah, keep an eye on the city states and keep an eye on these quests and try to get them done in your current era before you progress to the next one if you can. Alrighty, another thing I want to kind of discuss is the 4 yields in the game. You're going to need to have a basic knowledge of this if you to have any sort of success in Civ. Um, Up here at the top left, we see science, culture, faith, and gold. These are your 4 things you need to be focused on mainly during the game. Science is going to affect how fast you're able to research things in the technology tree. Culture is going to affect how fast you're able to research things in the civics tree. Faith is something, if you're going in the religion direction, that you're going to be generating. It's kind of like gold, where you generate a certain amount per turn, and then you can spend that faith on religious units, and depending on the bonuses and the things you have available to you, you can sometimes buy some military things with faith. I've never really messed around with faith because I don't think the religious playstyle is very fun or very rewarding in Civilization. So I've never really done a faith-based religion strategy, but that's faith explained, and that's that yield. Gold is extremely important for every civilization. No matter what your strategy is, you're going to need gold, because gold is how you pay for units, like the maintenance of units, and there's some districts that require maintenance as well, like some buildings. So you're going to need a healthy gold income. That's very important to pay attention to. So how do these all, like, how do these work? So let's say 2.8 science, that's what I'm getting per turn. So when I come into my technology tree and I see pottery, it says 12 science. So I have to accumulate, when I click on this, it says 5 turns. So why is it going to take 5 turns for pottery to finish? So remember, I'm getting 2.8 science per turn. So what it does is it takes this number 12 science divided by 2.8. So 12 divided by 2.8 in my head is like 4.3, 4.4, something like that. Um, so it's in between 4 and 5. So what it's going to do is it's going to overlap. It's going to take that fifth turn, because after 4 turns, you won't have enough. If it takes 4.3 turns, if the number that it calculates 12 divided by 2.8, say that's 4.3, well, after 4 turns, you still need that point 0.3. So it's going to take that fifth turn to research the pottery. So, um, I had a friend message me. But yeah, so that's how that's calculated. Same thing in the civics tree. Open the civics tree. Code of laws takes 10 culture. And now when we go out here, we're getting 1.4 a turn. 10 divided by 1.4 is about, it's just over 7. It's like 7.1 or 7.2. Um, so how long is this going to take? 8 turns, because it's calculating that just over 7. That 10 divided by 1.4 is 7 point something. So it's going to take that 8th turn to finish it. So that's kind of how the game algorithm is calculating this stuff, and that's how you can kind of know how these yields work. Gold, to accumulate more of this, is going to be trade routes, um, making deals with other civilizations. Like, you can sell things to them for gold. Like, say you have a resource you're not using, like say you acquire horses and you're not going to build any cavalry for a while. You can trade those horses to another civilization to accumulate gold, and you'll learn a bunch of different ways that you can accumulate gold. And this report screen is where this is all broken down. So if you're ever curious on how this stuff works, you can click reports and it'll show you per city. Now you also acquire science and culture by population. So this number here by this city, this is the city's population. So when this goes from 1 to 2, now I will get an increase in science and culture. I think it's zero point 0.7 science per population and like zero point 0.4 for culture, something like that. So you get a certain small amount of science and culture per population. So increasing these numbers in your cities will generate you more science and culture. Alrighty, that was what I'm going to get into for this video, and I will continue to drop a couple more videos to explain some more topics on this. I just didn't want to let it get too long. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace.